Thank you so much. Hey, we're going to do something fun today. We're going to communicate in a bit of a different way, and this is something that actually I've been wanting to do for a few years, and it just seemed like the time was never quite right, but it seems as though now is the right time. And we've been talking about family. We had the grad message talked about family, and then we talked about Father's Day. That was a lot of fun. And today, what I wanted to do is I wanted to just kind of, Stella and I, to host a panel kind of discussion and just talking about parenting, talking about family. You guys can go ahead and come on up. Matt, Melanie, Omar, and Angela. You guys can go ahead and come on up. Stella and I will sit on the end so you guys can sit in the middle. And the purpose of this is we're going to talk about family. We're going to talk about parenting. We're going to talk about marriage. And I want to say this. The purpose of this is not to convince you of any certain way. It's not to tell you, hey, you need to parent your children this way. It's not to tell you, like, hey, you should do date nights this way. It's not any of that kind of stuff. Really, the point of all of this is to get you talking. Whether you're a single parent who's like what I would say, like a hope to be married someday person, or a hope to have kids someday person, or whether maybe you're maybe you're divorced and you're in not sure what you're doing next, or maybe you just got married or going to get married, or maybe you've been married for 50-some years. I think that we all have something to learn, but our point is not to convince you of a certain method. Our point is to get you talking and thinking, and simply for this reason. I think that a lot of times when we're going through married life, parenting life, or looking for a future spouse life, sometimes we do that in more of a reactive way, where something happens and we're like, oh, okay, I need to respond to that moment or that situation this way. But I think that we could be more effective if we're proactive in the way that we lead our families and the way that we lead ourselves into our future marriage or future life, or in our parenting, lead in an intentional way. And, a lot of people don't ever think in a spiritual manner about these things. And so my hope today is that you'll walk out of this room not necessarily convinced of a certain method, or not necessarily saying, okay, I'm going to go home and I'm going to do these new 25 things, but that you'll actually go home simply having a conversation, simply thinking about it. If you are thinking about your family, if you're thinking about your future spouse, if you're thinking about your spouse, your marriage relationship, and you're thinking about, man, how could I do this in a more godly way? You're already doing more than most of American families and most of American people are doing. So that's the purpose of today. I'm going to go ahead and take a seat. We got the microphones here. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. Stella and I will go last. We introduce ourselves all the time. So let's start right down here.
Hello. Hi, I'm Omar Medina. I've been coming to LFC for, 10-ish years now, and I'm the social worker at Hermiston High School. We have two boys, Israel and Isaiah. They're 5 and 3. A ton of fun. Love being their dad. But there are definitely some hard parts about it as well, as you all know.
I'm Angela, his wife, and we've been married for 9 years. I'm a stay-at-home mom mostly.
It's funny to watch you guys interact because Melanie does the same thing with me. She helps remind me of all the things I'm forgetting. I'm Matt St. Hilaire, and this is my wife, Melanie. And we've been married, 34?
33?
33 years. And we have 4 wonderful children, 3 girls and a son, and I'm a farmer.
And I'm the farmer's wife, and I am also a homemaker, so I think that's it.
Yeah,
For
good.
the
Okay.
introduction.
Yeah, go ahead and keep that.
Okay.
There you go.
Sorry.
Okay, so I'm Aaron Hackett, and I'm not supposed to introduce you, so I'll let you introduce yourself. But this is my beautiful wife right here. And we've been married for 23 years, and I'll let you talk about the kids.
So we have three children, 2 boys in college, and Rachel is 17 now. Wow.
And driving.
And driving.
Oh, sorry.
And I was a homemaker for most of the time that we were raising our kids. Currently work as, as the administration/worship pastor in the church.
And Rachel drove for the first time to Tri-Cities yesterday. No, the day before. Did a great job. Woohoo! Anyways, okay. Raising kids is fun, isn't it? So, so let's talk about, I'm going to ask you guys some questions, and then we'll just kind of let you guys respond, and we'll just kind of take the conversation organically, and it'll be a lot of fun. Let's see. Tell us, when did you guys start attending LFC?
10 years ago.
About 10 years ago? Okay, what about you guys?
I think it's been 18.
It's been a long time.
A long time. Longer than we've been here.
Yeah.
We started attending back in 2009.
I think it was back in 03,
No.
04,
Yeah.
04.
Probably
Okay.
03, 04.
So the purpose of today is to talk just about parenting, talk about family, and talk about marriage. So let's start with this question. What's one parenting practice that you've implemented in your family that you think might be helpful to parents, young parents, parents who have older children? So we've got a wide range of everything from out of the home, married, have kids of their own, to young kids. So what's one parenting practice that you think has made a huge difference in your family?
So I think for us is what goes in comes out. And so we have, in the 0 to 5 range, I am 100% in control of what they watch and listen to and where they go. But we are very intentional to keep certain things out and to put certain things in. And the world is also very intentional to disciple our children, and they have a lot of money and a lot of influence and a lot of research on how to win the hearts of our children. And so if we don't do anything, then the world will disciple them. And so we are very intentional of pouring into them the Word of God in the music that they listen to, in the books that they read, in the media that they watch. We're guarding their heart, mind, and ears, and their places they go. And we're planting good seed, and we're seeing already good seed grow up. And so just really being intentional with the environment to draw them to the Lord.
That's awesome.
Ditto. No, I'm just teasing. But yes, ditto. So the one thing that we did, we homeschooled. We took our kids out of school, we homeschooled, and it radically changed all our lives. And it gave us a lifestyle that I love, or I loved, because all my children are grown. Lots of time. Matt works a lot. He's a farmer. He has 14, 15, 17-hour days. And especially during harvest, that's not all the time, not all year, but over in Hermiston it seems like it is. You can plant and grow all the time. But it gave us that lifestyle that he had quality time. So quality time with your kids. Figure out a way to make quality time. He came home, we sat at the table and ate together. Even, now sometimes he may have missed, but not very many. He came home, he made a point to come home, then he'd go back out. Just these Friday nights, movie night, and that is kind of hard because you gotta pick the right movie. And we've been through them all. So, there's it's quality time and just what you want to input in your children. And truthfully, we didn't have a lot of, the kids had friends, but they didn't have them over all the time, so where we couldn't input. That's something that, if you're having friends over all the time, you can't hardly input with your child. So try to separate and really schedule that out for them so that you do have talking time.
Did you have to make any changes or hard decisions on the job to make sure that you home for dinner?
There was times I couldn't. And if I couldn't, close relationships with each one, trying to. And, horsing around and playing and having fun.
The fun one.
Anyway, it just helps in their hearts, as a mom.
Mm-hmm.
And,